hear the experience from Pak Tomo, especially why we need to learn coding and also what is the benefit for the students after they finishing all of the programs. And of course, we need to hear the introductions from Progate. What is Progate and what kind of program that offered by Progate? So I would like to invite Tomo to share some thoughts. So the time is yours, Pak Tomo.
Okay.
So I will give you the screen then.
Okay, thank you. Wait. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, really clear.
Okay, okay. Oh, Mr. Wilson, thank you for having me and introducing me. I'm very happy to be here. Selamat siang, teman-teman.
Selamat siang.
Thank you. Selamat siang. Nama saya Tomo Tsubaki dari Jepang. Saya adalah Regional Manager di Progate. Saya mau berbicara tentang why we need to run programming hari ini. Ya, terima kasih untuk ikut kelas ini hari ini. That's it for my Indonesian.
Okay, that's good.
Very nice.
It's really clear. Really clear.
Thank you very much. I just started to learn programming started to learn Bahasa a few months ago. I just wanted to try. Okay, yeah, let's move on. So my name is Tomohiro Tsubaki. Yeah, I'm happy to be here today, and thank you for having me. Yeah, actually, I want to, talk with you in front of you. I mean, face-to-face, physically, but because of this coronavirus situation, yeah, it's very difficult. But I hope it will get calm down soon. Yeah. So today, first, I want to introduce myself. So my name is Tomo Tsubaki. You can just call me Tomo. So my career is like I graduated from University of Tokyo in 2015, and my first career was one of the biggest Japan company, Mitsubishi Corporation. And I was in charge of business development at the time. And after working there for about 1.5 years, then I joined Progate in 2017. Yeah, but before joining Progate, actually I started programming using Progate from 2016. Yeah, and after joining Progate, yeah, I began working as a software developer, like for almost nearly 2 years. Yeah, that's very different occupation, but it can happen in Japan. Yeah, and now I'm in charge of overseas business development. So my career is separated into two. So technology side and business development side. And of course, while I worked as a software developer in Progate, I joined Progate when Progate was like less than 10 people, small startup. So I had to do, every person have to do everything you can do. So while I work as a software engineer, I also do some business development in Japan as well. And now I'm in charge of overseas business development. Yeah, and I'm here in Jakarta. Okay, cool. So today I want to cover 3 topics. So why you need to learn programming. I want to say the conclusion here. And because this class is for people who are interested in entrepreneurship. So I want to talk about why programming is important, specifically for entrepreneurs. Then, yeah, I want to say programming is important. So next, I want to talk about how far and what programming language you should learn and how long it does take. So how far you should go. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the first part is why we need to learn programming. Okay, so different people say different things. Some people say like technologies are ruling the world and programming is everywhere, right? And programming is a basic skill or literacy to understand new technologies. And other people say programming will help you to improve your problem solving skill, logical thinking. Yeah, I think it's true. And of course you think, yeah, it seems true. But sometimes, for entrepreneurs, they tend to think things very practically. So they will have a question like, how exactly your programming knowledge you can apply to everyday life, right? And if the knowledge of programming is the basic skill or literacy to understand new technologies, then engineers must have a higher understanding of new technologies, right? And if programming is basic to improve your problem solving skills or logical thinking, then the professional engineers must have higher problem solving skill or logical thinking. Yeah, I think you have those kind of questions. So the question is, do you really have to learn programming, even if you don't think of becoming an engineer? Because you want to be an entrepreneur, right? Yeah. So this is my conclusion. And my answer is yes, programming is absolutely an essential skill for entrepreneurs. And not only entrepreneurs, but also business people. Yeah. So I want to point out 3 things why I think programming is important for entrepreneurs. So I think programming is an essential skill to, 1, create your first prototype and make your idea come true. And second one is, programming will help you understand how an application works. And this will also help you to come up with simple, realistic ideas to actually, make your idea come true. And third one is, you can learn how to communicate with engineers, because nowadays engineers are very important, or we can say engineering is a power source to, develop a new product or new services. Yeah. So, but yeah, programming is very important. But one thing I want to say is you need some kind of commitment to, apply your programming skill to everyday life. Because just, 1 week of learning programming doesn't, make any change. So you have to, have some kind of commitment to reach the point you can utilize your programming skill. Yeah, this is my conclusion. So I want to talk about it one by one next. So programming for entrepreneurs. So let me talk about my story in the beginning. In 2016, when I was working in a Mitsubishi Corporation as a business development person, yeah. At the time in Japan, many startups, IT startups started to boom. Many startup company, yeah, come to your everyday life. So I also became interested in founding my own company at the time, and actually went to see some entrepreneurs or venture capitalists to get more information. I had some ideas at the time. Yeah, looking back to them, it was not a good idea, but yeah, I had some ideas. Yeah, but the problem is I didn't have a friend who can code, because my major in university is actually international relations. It's really far from technology. So I didn't have any friend who can code. And of course, I have never tried programming at the time. So I couldn't make any prototype by myself. So my idea just finished as an idea. So yeah, now, yeah, looking back to my college life, my biggest regret is not to learn coding. Only small part of people who are, techie, nerd, geeky person. Yeah, so programming is not for everyone at the time. But now you have a lot of opportunities to learn programming, so you are happy. Yeah, so yeah, what I want to say is, people can just say your ideas, but it's difficult to actually, make your product. Only ideas are not enough to start your own company or own business. Yeah, and I want to say one story. I have a friend who found his own company. But first thing he did was learn coding, and actually made a prototype. Of course, he was not a professional engineer, so his code was a little bit bad. It's not clean, it's not efficient, but at least it worked. So he showed his prototype to an engineer, and then the engineer tend to like teaching programming to others. So the engineer started to help his coding, and a few months later, the great engineer, actually joined the company. So now, yeah, Then he got a team because, yeah, he could make a prototype, even though it's not perfect. Yeah. And I'm sorry to talk about our company, but our CEO, the name is Masakato, also found Progate in 2014 and making his first prototype by himself. And because he could show his prototype, he could get, investment from an investor. Yeah. But actually he was a computer science major, but he dropped out after that. But yeah, he struggled to learn coding at first. He faced a lot of troubles. So that's a motivation for him to create a service that everyone can learn coding in a fun way. Yeah. But what I wanted to say is because he could make his company because he could make a prototype. Yeah. So this is the first thing you should learn programming, to have a skill to make your own prototype. So next thing is the skill to understand how an application works and to come up with simple, realistic ideas. So actually, the basic understanding of how application works will help you understand what is easy or what is difficult to make. So I want to talk about applications. So applications are mainly separated into two parts. So one is UI part, visual part, and the other is backend part, like how to collect data, how to save data, how to retrieve data. So you should run those kind of things to really get to know how applications works. And this, with this knowledge, when you want to make a prototype, you can understand what is easy to realize, what is difficult to realize. And for startup people, this is really important because your first prototype must be MVP. MVP is a very famous word for entrepreneurship, especially in lean startup. So MVP is minimum viable product. So you should try MVP. Keep it as simple as possible. And if you find more needs, then you can add complicated or more advanced features. So you should start from MVP. Yeah. So if you have the knowledge of programming, you will be able to come up with ideas and choose simpler way among several approaches, because you can think of several approaches to realize the same result. So you have to choose one. If you choose a more difficult one, it will take more time to finish the prototype. So with this programming knowledge, you can understand what is easier, what is more difficult. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I want to say in this point too. Okay, let's go. So next thing is how to communicate with engineers. As I said, engineers is the key to develop your product. Engineers are a power source to develop your product or develop your services. So of course, programming knowledge will enable you to expect what information is needed for engineers. So this will make it possible to communicate with engineers fluently. So here, let's take an example. So let's say you have your own product or own service and want to promote a campaign using a coupon code. Like you can see coupon code everywhere, right? Like GrabFood, GoFood, Tokopedia, and you want to do the same thing like that. But there isn't those kind of coupon code feature in your product. Then how do you ask engineers about that? Let's think about it in 10 seconds. 10. Okay. Actually, I want to, ask some answers, but there's no time today, and it's online a little bit difficult to me. So let's move on to next slide. So I'll give you an example. Give two examples here. So example one: please develop a coupon code feature, and I want to use it next month. How do you feel about that? Of course, it's not good. It's too broad. What kind of coupon code? Should it be, random numbers, random alphabets? choose a code like kind of like Ayo Brajaro or something like that. It's totally different. So you need to explain it more in detail. So let's go to the example 2. So example 2 is, can you develop a coupon code feature as following? Yeah, actually listing up the specifications here. And yeah, okay, I'll say that again. Can you develop a coupon code feature as following and find out whether it's possible or not to make it in 1 month? If it's not, can we make it in time if we gave up blah, blah, blah feature? Oh, it seems very good. And actually listing up the specifications, like coupon code names can be set freely, like Ayo belajar di Podomoro. Yeah, not random numbers, like 3x, 7 LI. Then engineers can understand they have to prepare for input form to input coupon code name, not automatically generate coupon from the database or from the server. And then next example, users can redeem a coupon only once. So engineers can understand they have to add validation, not to allow people to use a coupon multiple times. And then we can issue multiple coupons at the same time. Then engineers can understand they don't have to add uniqueness validation. Yeah, like that. With those kind of information, engineers can understand easily what you want to do with this coupon code feature. This is how you should communicate with engineers. So in summary, in the case of example 1, engineers first have to clarify what is needed. What the coupon code name should be like or something like that. So they have to have several meetings with you. Yeah, and of course, engineers cannot answer immediately how long it takes. But in the case of example 2, engineers can easily understand what they want to do. And without unnecessary procedure, like unnecessary meetings, engineers can actually start from thinking about how the data structure should be. What are the missed information? And how long it does take. So you can cut off unnecessary procedure here. If you expect what engineers want and necessary information. Yeah. So this is a point 3. So you have to run programming to understand how to communicate with engineers. So this is the last slide of point 2. So in summary, I just read it out. So programming is an essential skill to create your first prototype. Prototype is very important to build your own company and make your idea come true. And point 2, programming make it possible to understand how an application works and come up with realistic ideas, because you can understand what is easier, what is more difficult, and how you can create MVP feature without any complicated process. And third one is communicate with you can learn how to communicate with engineers, because you can expect what engineers want, and you can cut down unnecessary procedures. Yeah, this is the 3 top reasons for me to for entrepreneurs to learn programming. Okay, then I hope you all understand how important programming is here.
Yes, actually, Patomo, your experience is the same things like we have here in Podomoro University, especially for
Yeah.
students, entrepreneurship students,
Mhm.
because we have a programs that students must make a business in the first semester.
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
so we force them to make ideas, and then on the second semester they have to implement the ideas. The difficult things is when they have great ideas and they would like to deliver the ideas to become the MVP that you mentioned before, the minimum viable product. They have a difficulty.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
so I don't know how the programming works. I cannot do the MVPs because I don't have any abilities to code by myself. So that's why they need to communicate with the other programmers. For example, the students from the IT department.
Yeah.
And the problem is also the same things. They cannot transfer the ideas to the programmers.
Yeah,
And then,
correct, correct.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm,
that's really exactly the same
yeah,
thing that we have
yeah,
here, the problem that we
yeah,
have
yeah,
in
correct, correct.
Podomoro
Yeah.
University.
Mm,
Okay, okay, that's
yeah.
really clear, Pak. So
Yeah, thank you very
please,
much.
please,
Yeah,
please continue
yeah,
then.
yeah, 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 yeah. Actually, I'm not an entrepreneur because I just joined a small startup. But
Yeah.
in the past, I tried to find my company and actually face those kind of problems. So I think I'm qualified to talk about the programming for entrepreneurs. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to the point 3. So how far you should learn programming to actually apply your programming knowledge to your um, everyday life or building your own company. Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, yeah, I can say you don't have to be a professional engineer because you're an entrepreneur. Yeah. But actually, I worked as an engineer in the past, so I can talk about how fun working as an engineer is for about more than 2 hours. But I don't do that today. I just talk about the programming for entrepreneurs. So you don't have to be a professional engineer. But the next question is how far you should learn. What programming language you should learn and how long it does take. Yeah, you must have this question. Oops. So this is my answer. So for how far, at least you have to understand how to create an application using a framework. Framework is a kind of tool to make an application. The framework itself is built with a programming language, but it's more like convenient tool. And how long? So I think I said this in the beginning. So running for 1 week doesn't make any difference. You need more a commitment to keep learning, at least several months. So learning new things always take time. Programming is also the same, no exception. So you have to have commitment to keep learning. And if you have, if you find it very interesting, then you can, learn more. It will also help you because like Master Kato, our CEO, yeah, he made a prototype, but he, found programming is very fun. So after, founding our company, he, continued coding. So he's now both engineer and CEO. So different people can have different careers, but it depends on how do you feel, how you feel about programming. If you feel it interesting, you can, be both CEO and engineer. But if you don't think of becoming an engineer, but it's also helpful for you to be to be an entrepreneur who understands very well about technology or coding or engineers. Yeah. So to reach the point, you need a commitment to keep running at least several months. Yeah. So what kind of path you have to take? So I recommend start from HTML CSS and basic JavaScript. This is very basic, yeah, but it's inevitable. Every web pages you see on the web is made from HTML. And JavaScript is, dominant in web or, yeah, especially on the web. Most of the site use JavaScript actually. So for us, you have to run HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And you can learn this in this class. Congratulations. Yay. Yeah. Then you can understand how to make web pages or user interface. And also you can learn simple algorithm using JavaScript. Yeah, you can learn this in this class. And I think only HTML, CSS, and basic JavaScript takes, I think, 2 months, 3 months. It's not that, it's fun, but it's not that easy. Yeah, but you need commitment, as I said. Yeah, and if you finish running HTML and CSS and JavaScript, then you have to go to SQL. Do you know SQL? Okay, but
Yes.
SQL is a language to manipulate database. So as I said, application is separated into two parts, UI part and database part. And the SQL is the language to, handle the database, handle data, correct data, retrieve data. Yeah. So SQL is also essential tool if you want to understand how application works. And actually, SQL is very useful also for data analysis. Even now, I almost every day use SQL for data analysis. Yeah. So SQL is very useful both to understand how application works and how you can analyze data. Yeah, cool. So after writing SQL, then finally you can go and move on to Node.js Express. Yeah, Node.js is actually a kind of JavaScript, and Express is a framework of Node.js. So framework is, as I said, framework is a tool to make it easy to build an application. So this is a path from HTML CSS, JavaScript, SQL, Node.js. And this is kind of advertisement. This is the actual screen of Progate. So in Node.js course on Progate, you can learn how to create a simple shopping list app. It's a very simple app. Like you can see the list of what you want to buy. And the point is you can add an item, delete an item, edit an item. Yeah, it's very simple app, but you have to manipulate database to realize these features. And this is a basic of web application. I think you have heard of Hello World. Hello World is a first word every programmers put in the terminal or console. Yeah, in the computer screen, Hello World. I would say this kind of simple app is a Hello World of application. Yeah. So you can learn the basics of how to create and shopping list app on Progate. So this is the last slide. Yeah, this is the message I want to convey today. So running programs is sometimes not easy. I have to admit it. I find it's very fun, but sometimes it's difficult. Yeah, but programming can change your life. Like our CEO Mesa. Actually, he thought about joining a big traditional company in Japan, but after running programming, he found a company, and now he had more than 1 million people all over the world who want to run programming on Progate. That totally changed life. And actually, programming also changed my life because I was a business development person. But after running programming, I was able to learn as a software developer. And combining technology side and business development side will, make a maybe great career for me. Yeah. So programming can change your life, but only if you have a commitment. Okay, so you will start your journey from this class in Podomoro because you can learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript here. Yeah, so you can start your journey from here to the exciting world of programming. And this is a message from me: don't give up and make the most of this opportunity, and keep running. And this keep running will end up helping you to be a great entrepreneur. Oke, terima kasih banyak teman-teman.
Okay. Arigato.
Arigato. Terima kasih banyak.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Pak Tomo, for giving us really great information about programming. And now we have Ibu Etvi, Ardani here. Pak Tomo is one of our faculties in Podomoro University in entrepreneurship program, and she has a question related to programming. And you mentioned that it's not easy to learn coding, right? But of course, with the Progate, is it possible to learn to learn coding with the really nice interface that you've got there?
Yeah,
What
it
is the
is.
specialty with Progate?
Okay, so I said programming is sometimes difficult, but
Yeah.
what I want to do is make it easy to run.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's why we make Progate.
Yes.
So yeah, I think yeah, definitely Progate will help you to run programming.
Yes. I,
Yeah, with ease.
yes. To be
Yeah,
honest, I've already tried Patomo, and um, it's not difficult, but also
yeah,
it's not easy. Okay.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
thing is, you need to commit to finish the program.
Mm, mm,
Sometimes you'll confuse. Okay, what is wrong
yeah,
with this code? Okay.
yeah,
Something I
yeah,
just want to click the cheat code first, but of course we need to commit.
yeah,
Okay, I need to
yeah,
learn. I need
yeah.
to,
Mm,
trying to focus
mm,
on one word by
mm,
word, and
yeah,
then look at something that missing at the
mm,
coding. So that's the
yeah.
interesting part.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is there any questions from Atfi mungkin, Mbak Atfi, or maybe the other students that will run the program? And for information, uh, now we open the program we're focusing on the HTML,
Mm,
CSS, and also JavaScript. So that are the language that uh, consider as a basic language for
yep,
understand the logic of the programs, right?
yep,
Okay. So this is really useful for the students that want
yeah,
to build their first prototype. So
yeah,
like Arisandi, some students already have the ideas to build an applications or a web. Okay, and then sometimes they have a difficulties to develop the web because they rely on the other people. So that's one of the problems. So by learning this, of course, that you can rely on yourself. Okay, you can
mm,
develop by your own. Okay. So, is there any questions from the students? You can type via
yeah,
chat, or
yeah.
you can just
Or
talk
yeah,
directly.
mm. Or you can send us email. And
Okay.
that's right.
Okay.
Infoindonesia@progate.com later.
So that's the direct email to you, Pak Tomo.
Not me, but
Okay.
Progate
Okay.
Indonesia team. Yeah,
Okay.
either me or
Okay.
Jeffrey will reply to you.
Okay.
And
Okay. So
if
I
you
think,
want to, yeah, if you want to keep updated, please follow Twitter or Instagram as well.
yeah.
It's
Can
Progate
you?
ID.
Okay. Info. So please follow the Twitter or the Instagram Progate
Yeah,
ID.
yeah,
Okay, so you know the update from Progate then.
yeah,
So
yeah.
do you have any Instagram or Twitter, Pak Tomo?
Oh, my individual one?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have Twitter.
Okay, okay. So you can chat, and then we can follow
Yeah,
your
yeah,
Twitter
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Please message me saying I'm a Podomoro University student. I want to ask a question or something like that. Then I will reply.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, of course. Okay, just
yeah,
mention that you are from Podomoro, and Pak Tomo
yeah,
will reply. Okay.
yeah. I will.
Okay, so I think there is no question from the students because I've already given the information about the Progate part from
Mm,
yesterday. There is we have a a line group, and I've already shared some insight what I learned from Progate, and then also what is the important thing about knowing how to conduct a programming. Like you mentioned before, we develop our first MVPs, and also we can communicate with the programmer really well. So I think that kind of thing that we need to know, Pak. So thank you very much for the information,
yeah,
and hopefully you can enjoy Jakarta, even though that we are in this kind
yeah,
of situation.
mm, yeah. Correct.
So when will you go back to Japan, Pak?
After this Corona situation calms down.
Okay. Okay, okay. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot,
Thank you.
Pak
Yeah.
Tomo, for the
Thank you very much.
presentation. Okay,
Yeah. Thank
you
you for
can
having
join.
me.
Yeah, thank you,
Ya,
Pak Tomo. You can,
terima kasih. Terima
terima
kasih
kasih,
teman-teman.
arigato,
Terima kasih
arigato.
Guru Wisnu.
Yeah, guru. Okay. So actually, we are big fans of Doraemon.
That's cool.
Doraemon. Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah,
Pak
thank
Tomo.
you.
You
Thank you
can,
very much.
yeah, you
Terima
can
kasih
join,
banyak.
or maybe if you have a job, you can, you may
Hmm.
also
Ya,
leave the room. Okay, thanks a lot, Pak Tomo. So this
ya,
is our first session, and Pak Tomo has already mentioned the benefit of uh, learn how to code, and also learn how is the flow of programming. Of course, you need to build your first MVPs, and of course, you need to know the language of technologies. And the last one, you need to communicate with your programmer. Okay, so moving now to the second session, so we have Pak Jeffrey, and who will talk about the technical side of the program. So free students must pay attention to this, because at the end, okay, at the end you will have the certificate given by Progate, and this will say that you are uh, able to use HTML, CSS, and also JavaScript. Okay, so there's a simple project at the end, and the project is really useful for you guys, students, because we need to build a simple website that consists of your own portfolios. Okay, so for your information, there will be a certifications. We have like marketing certifications, sales, service, and also branding. And one of the things that they ask is the portfolios. Okay, so what kind of uh, project that you already developed, and you can add all of the portfolios to your final project at the Progate programs. Okay, so thank you very much. So I would like to invite Jeffrey to give an explanations about the program for to the students. And thanks a lot, Tomo, for the
yeah.
really nice presentations.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
it's okay. Okay, off you go, Jeffrey.
Yeah, thank you, Tomo, and thank you, Pak Wisnu, for the introductions. Right, let me share my screen quickly.
Okay, so for the students, we're now in the second sessions, and we talk about the programs. So these are the things that you need to do before you can get the certificate at the end of the program. Okay, so please pay attention to this. And of course that we will give the all slides that Pak Tomo's already explains, right, Pak Jeffrey, and also this slide as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes, that's my internet is acting up really slow, so sorry about that.
Same thing, Pak.
Same. Okay, maybe I'll just do it from here.
The part of the slide didn't load. Try it. Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So today we are very excited, both from Progate and Podomoro, to introduce the web development program for the students at Podomoro University. Pak Wisnu and I, we started to talk a little bit about this like 2 months ago, right, Pak? Yeah. And
Yes.
we thought how the world is becoming more and more digitalized, right? And entrepreneurship, whether we like it or not, is going to move towards the digital side. Yeah, even if, let's say, you want to create a juice like Rejuve, right? Or you want to create a type of food. At the moment, of course, we can rely on Grabs or on Tokopedia. But as you grow, you will realize that having your own apps and your own web application will be much more beneficial because of the data that you collect, right? This data, like President Jokowi said, data is the new oil, in a way that when you get this data, you understand what the customers want, and you'll be able to decide your business strategy further and what product you want to create best, right? So like Tomo mentioned with MVP, the MVP actually is an idea that is created by someone at Google to iterate and create minimum product where you can test it quickly in the market if whether that product is needed or not by the market, right? So if it's needed, then you develop further. If it's not, then you pivot. So now, to be able to do that, I think entrepreneur, even if you want to be a CEO, you need to understand programming. Yeah. And the reason why, I think Tomo's already explained it really, really clearly. So thank you, Tomo. And because of that, then we decided that maybe it's good to introduce programming to Podomoro University. So with that, then here we are. So beside, of course, becoming a digital entrepreneurs, programmer is also quite a very prestigious job at the moment, right? With programming skill, you'll be able to get a job easily in Indonesia, in Singapore, or even in Japan. Yeah? And well, as much as programming can be difficult, if let's say you take it in a correct steps, bit by bit, you will understand that it is actually enjoyable, right? Because once you see that you can create a website, especially that it is your own work, the sense of satisfaction is very different, right? And there's a very nice statistic about 68% of programmers in the world actually learn coding by themselves. So those professional programmers in Tokopedia, Grab, Gojek, statistically 68% actually learn by themselves. So yeah, so learning programming not only is for you to become an entrepreneur, but you can also get a good programming job out there. So what's the programs like, right? So the program is going to consist of 2 months self-paced HTML and CSS programming module, and it will be followed by 2 to 3 months of JavaScript. The reason why we don't put the timing for the JavaScript is because we would like to try it, give it to you guys, and like to adapt to your need, right? Because JavaScript, I think, is the difficult part. HTML and CSS is the fun part. So as we go through JavaScript later on, we will collect your feedback, and if you need more time, then we'll give you more time. Right? So don't be scared. Yeah. And in the program too, we will give you a language goal in which you will have to finish both HTML and CSS within 2 months. And we have a recommended weekly goal. So each week we have a goal, but it's not mandatory in a way that if, let's say, you are very busy with your other university subjects within that week, you can combine that week into the next week. It's okay. As long as you finish all the HTML and CSS lesson in Progate within 2 months and you submitted your project for HTML and CSS within that 2 months, then you are good to go. Right? So at the end of the HTML and CSS course, we'll give you a project. It can be your personal CV. It could also be the business that you want to start. And you can start creating a website for your businesses. And after that, we'll go through JavaScript. And then the end of the JavaScript class, you're going to add up the JavaScript to the website that you created in HTML and CSS lesson. Yeah. So before I introduce you guys to the Progate dashboard, I would like to ensure that all of you already joined the dashboard according to your class of entry.
Yes,
so,
I've already given the link to the line group. So for the students that haven't signed in or signed up, so please click directly the link and then you can go through all of the program.
Thank you, Pak Wisnu.
Yeah.
And later on, for students, if you have any questions, feel free to put it over here. This is an open doc. The reason why we do this is because we want to pull up all of your questions. We will answer it. I think it's this one is the same. Yeah. So we will answer everything over here. And later on, you guys can always refer back to this document to see answers if you have challenges. So do use it, and please ask your questions according to the tab at the bottom. So there's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. If this is done, then I will show you the Progate platform.
Yeah, that's okay,
Oh my
Pak.
gosh, oh my gosh, internet problems. Sorry guys, sorry.
It's rarely happened, but you know, we have we met online couple times, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry
Okay,
about
so
that.
off you go.
So
Off you
yeah,
go.
I
Off you.
will
Take
reshare
your
my
time, Pak.
screen.
Yes. Okay. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so for students who already registered at Progate, if you click one of these links, then you will be directed into this team dashboard. But if you haven't registered, they will ask you to register. So simply just follow it. And then when they ask you to select either English or Indonesia, please select English. Yeah. So yeah, so this dashboard is basically to see your progresses. So over here, we can see who has done what and how far have you done it. For instance, we have HTML and CSS, and then we can see. So Monica hasn't done anything yet, and I have done 13% of HTML. And on the ranking side, we're gonna have all of us over here ranked on the top 30. And then on timeline, it kind of describe who did what in how long ago. Oh yeah, so there's Elaine Ngan. And then yeah, in setting, this is mostly for admin. So I guess Pak Wisnu and I will be able to make anyone's admin or to mute any notification from the timeline, for instance. Yeah. So then how is it to study at Progate, right? So once you join, then you'll be able to have full access to Progate. And the profile page will looks a bit like this, right? What we like you to do is to do both HTML and JavaScript. And within the HTML itself, we have two types of exercise.
Okay. I think Pak just yeah, I think can you repeat that again, Pak? Because
Of
yeah, the internet's a bit stopped. There's an internet connection problem, I think.
oh,
Can you
okay,
repeat it again, Pak? Yeah. Okay.
sure. Can you see my screen?
Now just blank. Yeah. Okay. It's coming up. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the way we structure our study is that in each language they have two formats. The first one is study, and the second one is dojo, which is an exercise. So the study itself, we organize it into slides, and within each slides there are three parts, right? There is this title, there is theory, and then there are picture. So in this theory, this is also a Progate signature. We are trying not to make it too wordy, right? So maximum is always 6 lines. The theory, after you read it, you'll be able to see how we are going to implement it in the code editor. Yeah. So not only that you read and understand it, but at the same time you can also imagine what it looks like when you code it. Right? So over here we see using the input text, and this is how you implement it in your code editor. And then if you kind of put it into browser, this is how it will look like. And just continue on once you're done with each slide. And at the end, you will have a exercise, right? So the difference between this exercise and the dojo is that over here, we will guide you. So in a way, we like to build your self-confidence in coding by letting you know what you need to do to create certain things in the website, what And once you get used to it, and then we can bring you to Dojo, and in Dojo you will have to do everything without any guidance. So yeah, in this exercise section, it's divided into 3 sections. The first one is instruction. And this, in this middle section, is what we call text editor, code editor. And then on the right side, you have 2 windows. So the first one is your result. So these windows will reflect the code that you do in the between, right? And the expected result is the correct one. So this is what you should create after following these instructions. Yeah. Okay, maybe we can do, for instance, let's say we say hello dunia, then you see it changes over here, right? Hello. Yeah. And then over here you can also see add an input tag under the email required, and you should put it in the file of index.html. So then you can see add an input text over here. Then what you need to do is to put input text. And of course, oh yeah, what is this? Add an input text under email required. Yeah, then you just need to put input tag over here. So yeah, basically I already done it. That's why there's already input tag. But if you haven't done it, then it will be something like this. Then
Okay,
you just need to
Pak Jeffrey, can you, because the students need to know, I mean, don't worry for the students, because this is already like the 10th of exercise, or I forgot which numbers of this exercise is. But when you start the programs, it'll give you the simple, the really simple task. Just for examples, like type hello and please type this to this space and that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
when you first start, so don't worry about the task. It's not as difficult as you think, because you will guide by Progate start from the beginning. Is that correct, Pak?
Yeah. So it was the last one of HTML1, and you will build all of that complicated code from the beginning. So if you look into over here, we'll start from here, right? So they'll ask you to create H1, put a H1 tag. And then once you're done, just click submit, and then you'll be able to go next, right? Yeah. And again, there's another things that makes this learning is more enjoyable, in a way that if, let's say, you forget what's H1, what's opening tag, what's closing tag, simply just click return to slide, will take you to the relevant slide. Yeah. And then if, let's say, you are really stuck with the exercise over here, we encourage you to Google first, or ask your peers, your other students. But if you're really stuck, then simply just click help me, and there's a hint on how to do it. And even after the hint, if you're even stuck after this, then you can see answers, right? And then in the answers, you can do compare with your code. So if it's the same, then it will do this. If there is a bit differences, let's say like this, right? You forget the opening bracket, they will point out to what's missing in your code. Yeah. So we tried to make it as easy and enjoyable as possible for you guys to learn. So that's why we have this return to slide button, as well as the help me button. But before you guys use help me button, do try your best to find out the solution first, either via Google or from your peers, right? Because when you start working as engineers, usually, yeah, whenever we have a problem, we always go to Google's, basically. And most often than not, you will see that the problem is already solved by other programmers. Then you can just understand the code and implement it to your need. Yeah. Until here, do you guys have any questions?
Hey, if you guys have any questions, so please give a questions. You can talk in Indonesia if you want, but Jeffrey is from Indonesia as well.
Yeah.
so well done. You got level 36. Okay.
Level 36. I think Tomo is like level 200 or something.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, teman-teman. So if you have any questions, uh, so please just ask. And then, okay, I have a, okay. Okay.
Kalau misalnya,
yeah.
So if there is no questions yet, I can just continue a little bit more.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Silahkan. Yeah, it's up to you. Silahkan, Pak. Silahkan.
Yeah. So we have another feature called slide.
Okay, I think it stopped.
So slide.
Okay, Jeffrey.
Okay, so I think, so can you repeat it again, Pak Jeffrey, because internet connections.
But I guess everyone already understood how to use Progate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of the students already in. And to make it interesting, Pak Jeffrey and also Pak Tomo, our laboratory in entrepreneurships, so we'll give an announcement each week for the one that already finished the first. I mean, the champions of the week, of examples like that. Okay, so it's really important to students to of course you run the program by yourself, but also you can collaborate with your friends, or maybe if you have any difficulties, so we will give you the best or we can call it achiever of the week. Okay, so the students that reach on top each week, and you can collaborate with them. I mean, you can ask the students that already finished some task, and if you have difficulties, you can ask the Progate, or you can ask the other students. Okay, so I will give the announcement each week, and of course we will give the students reward. Okay, after finishing the program, so the best students will give reward. I will give reward to the best students.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Pak Jeffrey,
you can ask any questions anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That's okay, Pak.
Yeah, just make your explanation short.
Yeah.
Your internet connection is so bad, so yeah, make it short.
Yeah. So So as you go through the slides, you can just click save. So favorite, and then this. Whenever you want to go back to that slide, yeah, I think you can go to the slide library. The menu is at the top over here, and then it should be saving all of the slides that you favorited. Yeah, and also the same thing if you want to search on certain topic, let's say responsiveness. So to make your website applicable to the tablet and mobile, you can just simply click over here and all the relevant slide will show, right? In terms of favorite, should be actually over here, but I think there is a, okay. Yeah, I think it was not really safe over there then, internet connections. But yeah. I guess in terms of Progate platform, that's it. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, ada pertanyaan teman-teman? Kalau if you have any questions, so please just type it, or maybe if you already clear, okay, so please just say okay Pak, or that's cool Pak, or anything. Okay, Yonggi, so please write down your questions, or just open your mic then.
Mm.
Red Shirley juga. Okay, so please, Yonggi, if you have any questions. Yonggi or Shirley maybe. Okay, so we wait for Yonggi. Apa Yong? Questionnya. Hello, Yonggi. Oh, I choose Bahasa when I sign it. Is it possible? When I sign in. Okay.
Okay. If you already select Bahasa, I guess it depends on the Podomoro rules. So
Okay,
because I
so
think
okay, it's basically they can they can use English or Bahasa si Pak Jeffrey. So for some students that have a difficulty, for example, in English, so can they choose in Bahasa, Pak?
Yeah,
Sure.
can.
Okay. Oh, it's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, Yonggi. I think we already finished to answer the questions. It's answers right. Is okay. So, I don't know. From Eka, after we finish the program, where can we implement the knowledge? Should we download apps to make website, or can we still access Progate to make website and apps? Okay, so Pak Jeffrey will explain about this after this, right? Yeah. So Eka, after you finish the program, you each of the students must make a project, a simple website that consists of your portfolio start from the first semester up to the at the end of the semester, at the end of the course. I mean, you will in Podomoro University for 4 years, right? So start from the first years up to the fourth years. You will put your portfolio in your website made by, I mean, as a project in Progate programs. Okay, so maybe you have an answer part for that, Jeff.
Yeah. Maybe I can add up a little bit. So in the syllabus for studies such as HTML and for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you will code in Progate. But when you do your project, you're going to have to set up your local environment, right? And we will learn how to set up your local environment on week 7. So over here, we will teach you how to download the text editor and then how to work in local environment. Yeah.
Okay. So we will have like online class like this, yes, Jeff, yeah, to give an explanations about the project.
Yeah, we will.
Yes. Okay. So we will give you the schedule, Eka, and also students. So we have recommendations for the goals for each week, and then you just go through. Okay, you just go through, and then after week 7 or week 6, we will deliver the project. I mean, we will deliver the instructions for the project that consists of the what kind of applications that you should download in order to run the programs offline. Is that correct, Pak?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Okay. So, is that answer your question, Eka? So does that mean we are able to make our website or apps besides this project? Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely. That's the goal. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, and also Yonggi, the questions, Pak Jeffrey. So how to change it into English?
So the thing is that the content and exercises, there's a bit of differences between Bahasa and English.
Yeah.
So we can only select it in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to switch to English, then what we can do is that you can delete your current account and then get a new one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's the tips, yeah. Yonggi, you
Yeah.
just delete your first account and then make the other one. Gitu.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So is there any questions, guys? So I don't. Yeah, we will give a reward for the students that finish the first or the champion of the week. Okay. Let me think about the rewards. Yeah. Give me time. I will ask to Bu Etsi, apa kira-kira yang bisa kita kasih ya. Okay. So, okay, Pak Jeffrey, is there any explanations left? I mean, while we wait for the other question. So, can you
Yeah.
mention about the goals or explain about the goals, each goals for each week?
Mhm. So yeah, so this course will be divided into two languages, right? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for HTML and CSS, you see over here we have weekly goals. So within the first week, you have to do HTML, CSS 1 on Progate, as well as recommended readings. Right? And again, if let's say week 1 you are too busy with your current project and courses in the university, it's okay to miss it and then next week. Right? So this is not a fixed goal. But what we want you to do is after week 8 over here, you should already finish every single HTML and CSS program in Progate. Yeah. So the same thing with JavaScript. We have weekly tasks, but if you missed it, it's okay as long as you finish it within the given time frame.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so we will give you the recommendations, goals recommendations each week, yeah, for all students. And of course, you're not alone. Okay, first you have me, you have Jeffrey, and you have all of the friends. Okay, and if you have any difficulties, what you can do is like Jeffrey already mentioned, you click help and then you got the hint. But if it's not working, so please click uh, to add some questions. We have a link to, if you have questions, you can just type it. Maybe you can show, okay. So we give you the link to this page. We use Excel. Okay, you can access this through link, and Pak Jeffrey will give you the link after this. And then you just type your questions here, and then you will get the answer after maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe, yeah. And then, or maybe if the Progate is really responsive, you can get your questions directly. But I think they are really busy, so maybe you can get the answers 1 or 2 or 3 days after you submit it. Okay. Okay, we give you the link. Don't worry. And then the other thing, we'll give you the announcement for each week for the students that already reached some stages at the program. So if you think that you left behind, so please just ask your mates. Okay, just ask your friends. Okay, so how can you, for example, how can you solve this problem? Okay, so the other friends, your friends will help you with this. Okay, so use any resources that you have. Okay, so please, Jeffrey, is there anything that you wants to explain?
Yeah, I guess in the middle of this program, we will send you a polling on topic that you'd like us to explain more. And then based on that polling, we will create another webinar to explain, and to answer your unanswered questions and stuff.
That's cool. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so is there any questions up to now? If you think that's already clear, please just give us the reactions of, thumbs up or okay, that's clear. So give us a sign. Okay. Okay. The other students maybe give us a sign or thumbs up or just reactions like this. Okay, any questions? Clear? Okay, from Adrian Gosama, Rachel's. Okay. Okay. So, is there anything that you'd like to explain, Pak Jeffrey, or is it finished?
I think this is done from my side. Yeah.
Okay.
We will share this with you guys later on.
Okay. So I will give you the slides and everything to all the students, and also the link to the Excel files that you can put your questions there. Okay, so if you have any questions, is there any? Oh yeah, no emails, right? I mean, just put your questions on the link. Okay. Okay.
If
So
you do want
oh, yeah.
to contact us from email, you can do it to info-indonesia@progate.com.
Okay, so
I will
you,
add it up over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much, Jeffrey, for your times and also explanations about the Progate, and also the students. Okay, good luck for the program. And at the end, you will get a certificate, two certificate if you can finish all of the programs, start from the HTML and CSS. And so, if I'm not mistaken, Pak Jeffrey, HTML and CSS is different language, or it's different language or the same thing?
It's two different languages.
Okay.
But yeah. So HTML is for the blueprint of the website. CSS is for the design.
Okay then. Okay, cool. So does that mean that we can give them 3 certificates or 2 certificates for the HTML and CSS, or HTML 1 certificate, CSS 1 certificate, and the others is JavaScript?
I think it's HTML CSS because they always go together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have 1 certificate for that one and 1 certificate for JavaScript.
Okay, that's clear. Okay, so like I mentioned before that you can get 2 certificates, but you will have like 3 abilities or 3 abilities here to develop language start with the HTML, CSS, and also the JavaScript. Okay, at the end, the project is you make a website, and we can so after in week 7 or week 6, yeah, we will deliver the details of the project, but up to up to the week 6 or week 7, start to run the program and then finish all of the tasks, and then you're good to go. Okay, so I think that's it, yeah, Pak Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Okay, any any explanations from Mbak Edvi, or add some information from Mbak Tunjung maybe? Is that clear? Okay, I'm good. Okay, thank you very much Ibu Mbak Edvi dan juga Mbak Tunjung. Okay, so dear students, so please enjoy your journey. This is, I think, a great experience for you guys. And don't forget, it's really important because now we are in the industry 4.0, right? So we need to know the language of the technology. Okay, thank you very much, Pak Jeffrey. Thank you very much, Pak Tomo.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Are you still here? Okay, thank you very much for everything. So
thank you very much, Vishnu.
Yes, this is really great collaborations between Podomoro University and also Progate. Okay, so I can say to all of my students that you are really lucky. Yes, of course, you're really lucky. Okay, thank you very much, Mbak Edvi. Hopefully that we can go through all of the program, and good luck, students. And we will see you on the week 6. And don't forget, you can collaborate with your friends. So just use your any of your resources. You can ask your friends, you can ask me, you can ask Jeffrey, or you can ask directly to Progate by clicking the link. Okay, thank you very much, and tetap sehat. Okay, let's take a picture of the group. Okay, Okay. So please, guys. So please open your
That's cool.
just open your camera, and we will take a pictures. Mbak Etsi bisa capture. Oke. Gimana caranya? Mbak Etsi bisa ya? Oke, Ilen. Halo Ilen. Bisa ketemu lagi Ilen. Halo Windy. Oke, Tirza. Ada Christopher. Ada Shirley. Ketemu lagi muka-mukanya. Udah nggak ketemu lagi. Udah lama nggak ketemu ya. Wah, ada Rachel. Ada Eka. Ada penari kita. Si Kate. Okay, so we have a dancer here, Pak Tomo, really great dancer. Yeah, and her final project is make kind of dance. It's really great.
Oh.
Okay, ada Rai dan sebagainya. Okay, Mbak Etvi bisa capture muat semua nggak? Mbak Etvi yang capture ya. Okay, 1, 2, smile. Lagi? Satu lagi. One more. Lagi. Sudah? Satu. Wait a second. Ya, 1, 2. Okay, thank you very much. Teman-teman semuanya, all students ya, good luck for your journey. Sampai ketemu lagi and stay safe, selalu sehat ya. Salam buat keluarga di rumah. Thanks a lot ya Pak Tomo, arigato.
Ya, arigato, terima kasih banyak.
Oh. Oke, makasih ya Pak Jeff.
Ya, terima
ketemu
kasih.
lagi.
Sampai ketemu lagi. Stay safe everyone.
Yeah, I will upload this video in YouTube ya. Sampai ketemu lagi.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Cool.